Happy weekend. Okay, Sunday's Social Security Roundup. Here are the videos that we put out last week that popped up, most of them because they popped up in my workday or someone emailed me or made a comment on the platform asking me to put something out there. So if I caught a free minute, I did either one of those things. Usually it's what pops up during my day, but not always. Okay, so here we go. This is from November 26th, Sunday, through Saturday, December 2nd. Okay, so I'm just scrolling through here. Okay, so in addition to our last week's Social Security roundup last Sunday, we also talked about there is a certain time and certain situation where the SSA will virtually force a person, and I don't mean physically force, but they will be required to collect their early retirement as opposed to being able to wait till full retirement age and the benefits that that can give some people to wait. And it generally has to do with SSI. And when I say forced, I leave a question in there about that. It might not be forced, but it leaves you two options: don't collect or collect this. So, all right. So that was on Sunday, the 26th. On Monday, the 27th, a question had come up about age discrimination in the labor market. And that is certainly an existing thing that no one can say does not exist. And as I say, I think it probably exists more than any other kind of discrimination, my opinion. Anyway, we did a little the interplay between the issue of age discrimination in the workplace, if and how it has an interplay with Social Security disability and those rules. On the next day, the 28th, so what would that be, Tuesday? Yeah, I just put out a little public service announcement. A lot of people are thinking they're getting bonus checks for December when they're on SSI. And I wanted to clear up what that was about because it's a little misleading. And I think some people out there are just putting out a little misinformation, at least in their clickbait headers to get people to pay attention to them. I don't know. Okay, the next day, what is this? Would be Wednesday, the 29th. And again, this was in response to questions people had. It was more specific questions about what is that non-medical review? What are those things that they're looking at? So I explained some of those things a little more detailed so that people, aside from just saying non-medical review, what does that mean? What might they be looking at? The following day, the 30th, that would be Thursday. My daughter's 17th birthday was on Thursday. That's a little bittersweet, huh? I explained a little bit about the 25% fee agreement that is part of the SSA regulations and what that means and what that cap means and when you don't even come close to paying what the cap is and things of that nature. And we also, I think, refer to the SSA 1693. I don't know if I attached a copy of that, but I could, if you want to let me know. So, particularly if you haven't yet done one yet, you could see what the 1693, which is the SSA's version of the fee agreement that I have adopted because it's simpler after nearly 20 years of my own. And a lot of attorneys have, and non-attorney reps, many have not yet. The reason I did was because the SSA has to review each fee agreement to make sure it complies by their strict rules. Obviously, I've used the same one for nearly 20 years. It complied. But sometimes you get someone who didn't read very well up there, and they would be like, man, it doesn't comply. Now they have to do a fee petition as the alternative. And if you're confused on how fees can pan out with SSA and your representative, I have, I think it's a playlist called, well, the word fees is in it. So if you search under my playlist for that, you'll find there's a few videos in there explaining how that works. But this is specifically the language about the 25% and the cap. So feel free to take a look-see there. That was on Thursday. Friday. Oh, no, there was two on Thursday. I have a feeling this is an accident for two to go out on the same day. But anyway, It was an explanation of how an person with considered no skills, and by that doesn't mean in reality no skills. It means that the definition of the prior work falls under the realm of unskilled work. That is not to be taken personally. A lot of unskilled jobs, we know some people are extremely good at them because they have experience and do it faster, better, and with more skill than their colleagues. So they do have some skill. It's just the kind of job that they're talking about. But if someone is impaired with limitations and has no skills, wondering how they can still be found not disabled if they have no skills. I think a lot of people think if I have impairment, I'm not sure. I'm not there. I get a bunch of emails about this, and I think it's usually when someone got their initial denial and they don't understand how that could be, and I have that whole playlist about denials that you can get on initial, which are usually the same as the one that would be on recon following it, if you're going to be denied on recon. And just explaining how you can be in that category. And this could be skills, no skills. I've seen all the questions come up from various professions and livelihoods, and how you could still not be disabled, because if you may recall, disability requires that you can't do any of the 12,000 plus occupations out there, even the super easy ones. So it's not just your old work, of course. The next day, December 1st, that would be Friday. Yeah. So this was in reference to a recent hearing where there was technological glitch. And so I kind of just went off the cuff while I was waiting for things to be resolved, and describing what was going on, and how also if you just stay calm and speak to this is during ALJ hearings, right? So when you're in the hearing mode, contacting your ALJ's office is the best thing to do, and always communicate and make sure they are aware if something is going awry with your tech at home. If you're going to have an MS Teams hearing, or it's a phone and you're having an issue with that. Obviously, the tech problem from your home base is not going to be occurring if you're having an in-person hearing over at the Office of Hearings Operations. But most of us don't do that. And things are going, more and more away from that. But you'll see later on, I think the next day I put there was a continuation that I came back to, because after I had my glitches, the OHO had their glitches. It was crazy. But it's something not to freak out about and not to get sick over, because the end all be all is going to be that you're going to get your hearing. Sometimes you can't get it done or completed the same day. Sometimes you can. You're going to revert to a different method. You're all going to, be able to switch that little routine you're expecting. But the bottom line is stay calm. And the OHO is always very amenable to making sure everything can work out as needed for your hearing, whether it means you guys change which way you're going to do it that day and get it done, or delay it if you have to. But it's always about you getting your hearing. So they're very accommodating. So the first half, and the only half I knew about was on Friday. Later on in the day, there was something else that I put out on Saturday that was kind of connected to that. And of course, on Friday, we had our fraud law review. And this was a Missouri man who had, why can't I see it all? There it is. It was fraud against two separate elderly women, kind of at the same time. Stole a house from one, multiple cars. Not that he stole the cars, he stole the money and bought the cars. And massive cash from at least one of the women as well. Massive, hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's really bad. Fortunately, he got caught. That's the only thing I put up here. Obviously, we don't know about the people that don't get caught. But that was fraud law review. As you know, that comes out every Friday. It's just kind of a tongue-in-cheek kind of share as I read these things and I put them out. I'm all about crime and stuff. It's all very interesting to me. So it's not going to float everybody's boat, but it's always something I do anyway, because I enjoy it and some other people do too. All right, that I believe is it. Okay, So enjoy the rest of your weekend. I know it's going fast, and I hope to see you next week. Have a good one. If you have any issues that would be amenable to a short video, I can pop out. I'll do it. Like I said, I'll do the ones that come up in my workday that I think can help people literally on the spot. I just do them. They don't necessarily get put out the same day I do them, but I do them in the middle of my workday as they come up. But I'm also have no problem doing one based on someone's question that would be probably something other people want to know, and that could be done in a short and quick video. Short, quick, off the cuff, eye roll, all that. All right, guys, have a great week, and I will see you later.